Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about NIO. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. So today we're going to be making a video about NIO. And as you guys see, NIO here trading at $54.30. And a lot of people have been asking, with NIO Day coming up and getting all the deliveries and really NIO taking a whole new direction here. Is NIO stock a good buy? $54.33. Is now a good time to invest in NIO? And you guys know how bullish I am on NIO. I'm always going to say yes. It is still a good time to invest in NIO stock. I do think NIO stock still has a lot of uncovered upward potential. I do still think that the stock price has a lot of room to grow. Now, I can understand that NIO is kind of nearing all-time highs, probably in anticipation for NIO Day coming up in just a couple of days on January 9th. But looking at the 5-year chart, this thing IPO'd September 12, 2018, currently up 806%. And looking at the 1-year chart, is currently up 1,197%. And the 3-month chart looking absolutely beautiful, up 158%. Everyone knows that NIO did gain a lot of traction in 2020, and in my opinion was probably the biggest growth stock of 2020. I still do think NIO stock does still have the potential to double from here, probably by the end of this year. And the reason I say this is because we have seen NIO time and time again, really just shock investors and shock the world. NIO as a company is growing, but I don't think it's just NIO in itself, but we have seen a lot more EV market maturity. Overall, the EV market is growing. A lot more big time analysts are starting to get a lot more bullish on EV companies because they do see the far out long range potential. Take a look at all the EV companies that IPO'd this year alone. They are all coming out because they all want a piece of what could potentially be the future. I don't think gas is going to be around forever, and as battery power has started to get a lot more traction, these stocks have started to get a lot more attention, whether it be QuantumScape or NIO, XPeng, Tesla, and all these other big time EV companies. But back to NIO. So why do I think that NIO stock is going to double by the end of the year? What leads me to believe this? Well, first things first, we did get a look at their December deliveries, and as expected, they did absolutely amazing. Ended up selling over 7,000 vehicles, which is 2,000 more than they sold the month before. And we have seen it since August that NIO has had a constant trend of just selling more vehicles every single month. It means that NIO is really putting itself on the map, and it shows that NIO is really working hard to try to expand as fast as possible. Really got a lot of big time analysts upgrading the stock throughout the year as well, whether it be JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and CIIC Bank as well, all upgraded the stock. And, a lot of them were a lot of big time analyst upgrades, even a lot of them, saying that NIO is going to be the top EV company in China. And currently right now, NIO actually does lead the Chinese EV game in itself with actual sales and with actual market cap as well. So NIO is getting known very well, and as I said, Tesla's expansion into China is really probably going to be the only problem for NIO. As long as NIO is able to combat that, I don't see NIO really having a problem to continue to expanding. We saw that NIO did a public stock offering of 68 million shares in the year of 2020 to raise more capital, $2.5 billion to be, exact. And with that, they're going to start expanding into Europe, which they did have plans to do in the middle of this year. And they're going to start ramping up production on a bunch of new vehicles. If you guys didn't know, NIO in itself is currently working on 4 new vehicles. It's 2 sedans, an SUV, and a minivan. And on NIO Day, which is super, super exciting, we get to see the schematics of the ET7 sedan, which is the sedan that was actually made to combat Tesla's Model 3. And we also get to see, a huge catalyst in itself is a bigger and better battery. We did get news in 2020 that NIO stock was making a 100 kilowatt battery. Now they upgraded all the way up to a 150 kilowatt battery. That gives you a 900 kilometer full charge range, which is just absolutely amazing. I love really how NIO is handling everything, and NIO really trying its best to tackle all the big catalysts in the game. And everyone knows that a bigger and better battery is probably one of the biggest things that a lot of people who drive EV cars complain about, that the batteries don't have enough charge, so on and so forth. But on top of all that, NIO really just trying its very hardest to expand, and really making it a sedan just to combat Tesla's Model 3 is just absolutely genius in my opinion. But in other good news, we have NIO, who's now signed a contract with a company to build 100 battery swap stations all around China, lowering the cost and making it more convenient for customers to drive NIO's cars. And on top of all that as well, we do see that NIO also is opening up a used car business to combat Tesla's expansion into China as well. Now, I love how NIO was really taking the competition seriously. I feel like people should not undermine NIO, and I don't feel, and then, people know that NIO is growing as a company, so I feel like people are really starting to take NIO more seriously, and I think NIO, being as smart as a company as it is really taking the competition seriously, whether it be with XPeng and Li Auto or even just Tesla alone. NIO trying to be the biggest and the best EV company, especially when it comes to China. But really taking a look at all the evidence and really all the huge catalysts in the game right now, taking a look how NIO is expanding, producing more vehicles. We've seen their sales continuously increasing, already expecting $960 million of revenue by the next quarter. I could see NIO potentially hitting profitability this year. Now, when I say this, yes, if you guys have taken a look at the last earnings, NIO as a company is not profitable, which is perfectly okay. A lot of companies do operate at a loss before they actually see profit. Take, for example, Tesla, that operated at a loss for over 15 years before they actually even saw an ounce of profit. Now, obviously, it's an EV giant, but with NIO, I do think it has the potential to hit, profitability this year alone. And really taking a look at the biggest thing that most people are really worried about is, should I buy NIO stock $54.24? Is now a good time to buy NIO stock? And I'm going to say yes, guys, you should buy NIO stock. Obviously, everything I say in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. But the reason I think people should be buying NIO stock and why I think it's such a good buy right now at these prices, because NIO stock is probably going to hit $100 this year, followed by the growth and the trajectory that it's hitting for itself. I know that NIO stock is not done growing here at $54.27, and I do think people should take the opportunity to buy NIO. NIO is a long-term play. I just want people to know this. Do not get caught up in the day-to-day fluctuations, because, if you guys are truly bullish on NIO, you know that the company is going to be growing for a very long time. Do I think it's going to follow the footsteps of Tesla, where it's going to be basically $2,500 a share? No, I'm not sure. I can't read the future, but I do know for a fact that NIO stock price is definitely going to go up from here. I do see more upside potential from NIO stock, and I do think that NIO stock is going to hit $100 in the year of basically 2020, or 2021, excuse me. But if I were to give a true accurate price prediction of anything higher than $100, I actually think NIO stock will be around $450. And I'm not just saying this, but just based on how fast everything is growing. Even taking a look at Chinese statistics, they say that they expect by 2035, they expect 50% of all car sales to be electric cars. That's just absolutely insane. So really taking a look at how fast the EV market is growing, and the fact that NIO has just started to reach the pinnacle of its growth, I do expect NIO stock to probably be around $450, probably by 2023 or maybe even 2024. It may seem like a long time away, but for me, if I'm buying NIO shares right now at $54, they're still pretty cheap compared to the long-term vision that NIO has for itself. NIO really doing a great job of staying innovative, using up-to-date technology, really taking the competition seriously, trying its very hardest to expand as fast as possible. I do think people should pick up NIO stock at this price. I do think NIO stock is going to explode this year in the year of 2021, and I do think it is worth the investment. With that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of NIO stock. Do you think NIO stock one day has the potential to hit $450? If you guys own NIO stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know. With that being said, guys, thank you. Have a great day.